Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to the episode of my F1 2019 career mode, episode number 28 today for the Monaco Grand Prix in Season 2. If you guys did miss the previous one, the Spanish Grand Prix, then be sure to go check that one out before you see this one, because we're on a roll now, but unfortunately hit a bit of a momentum bump, because we do have a failure of an engine R&D part for this episode, but Monaco being Monaco, it's not the worst place to get a failure, but it's a little bit of a downer. I was about to say we're on momentum build, because, spoiler alert, we've had, now two podiums in a row. Spain, Azerbaijan before, third, second, and I said it, there's a pattern there, third, second, could there be something coming up? We'll see. Monaco has been quite tricky though for me on the last two modern F1 games. The AI a lot better at defending around Monaco. Generally the strategy is a lot more crazier as well. Track position is king, and it's sometimes very hard to get that, especially when you can see Mercedes improve again to Monaco. Like, they just keep bringing upgrades, and I'm waiting for the point where they plateau, or just at least have a period of where they don't upgrade too many times and everyone can try and catch up. But right now they're doing a great job, and we've moved down the order now. Red Bull are firmly in second place on the grid order on paper on the R&D chart. They're having some good upgrades. Ferrari as well do upgrade, so we're actually a little bit closer to Williams and McLaren, I would say, a little bit, compared to Red Bull in a way, so that's a little bit worrying. But Monaco, being Monaco, it is more about the driver sometimes, and we can try and drag that car up if it needs to be dragged up, but I think it should still be pretty good, I think, around here. And I think obviously last season we had a mega time at Monaco. Kimi obviously got the one and only podium of the team last season here at Monaco, so this time round, dare I say, maybe that, elusive number one we've yet to get. We've got the podium now, we can take that off, but I'm not too sure if it's going to happen. It might happen here, but I'm not gonna say too much else. Let's just not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just get into Saturday though, the most important qualifying day of the entire season. Let's go.
Here we are at one of the most difficult circuits on the racing calendar. Welcome to Monaco for today's Formula One qualifying. Looking at this field today, Anthony, do you think we're going to see anyone take a chance? Maybe run the hard tyres and save some of the grippier tyres for the race tomorrow?
Well, I'd be surprised in all honesty. It's only the front runners that really have the pace to get away with that, and even then, at the end of the day, it's a big risk. Track position is the most important thing, and it's rarely worth sacrificing for a slightly more optimal strategy in the race, so I doubt we're going to see anyone trying it. I have been wrong before though. We certainly do see some risky decisions every now and then, and it's a gamble that's sometimes worth taking. But if it were me in the car, I would want to be on the fastest tyre for my qualifying lap, without a doubt.
Right, so Q1 at Monaco is quite a daunting prospect sometimes without traffic you could hit, but we've got a bit of a quiet period right now on track in the middle of Q1, so hopefully we can just send this lap through, and that is it, and we're through into Q2 within one lap here, getting through Raskas. A lot of lockups though, is we're trying to find the limit of the car and pretty much going over the limit every single time on the brakes at least, but we're making it through. The lap time's still there despite those lockups, and across the line, and it's going to be P1, and it's actually fastest of all in Q1, so that is a very good omen and good sign. But of course it's only Q1, a lot of things can change. The F1 game, the AI can really rapidly improve from Q1 all the way to Q3, so let's just keep our feet on the ground and see what's what as we move through into Q2. No need to try anything fancy like last episode with the medium tire in Q2, because the track is so smooth basically. There's no abrasion really compared to other circuits that you can get away with a one stop pretty much with a soft tire. That's what we will be doing here in Season 2 for sure, with some tire upgrades for everyone. I'm assuming the default strategy this time round will be a one-stop for everyone, so I don't think you'll be seeing maybe a crazy result like last season like we had. That was the kind of only reason Raikkonen got that podium, was because he did a one-stop, and the likes of me and others did a two-stop there, but we'll see about that. But right now, that first lap was actually horrendous. That first lap was only P13, so we need to improve quite a fair bit. We do so, as you can see, setting a purple second sector in the last sector as well, carrying forward that time over the bump quite aggressively at the swimming pool section into Raskas. No lockup this time, and just trying to rotate the car as best we can, getting a lot of understeer though, and nearly hitting the wall on the left, but just grazing it instead. And so a run to the line, hopefully it's enough across the line, and thankfully it is. P4, and actually in the end Kimi is the one right on the cusp of Q3, but it gets in, so both Alphas into the top 10 shootout. But that was really odd. That first lap was just, it felt quite smooth actually, but it was actually just really bad, so had to burn 2 sets of tyres. So unfortunately that means in Q3 I only have 1 flying lap to do, so that puts all the pressure on me. But let's just get into it and see how it goes. We're in the middle of the session now. Everyone's already set 1 lap. I've gone out in the middle because that will give me complete free track time, basically. This is the best opportunity to set a lap time, albeit obviously the track will rubber in maybe a little bit more right towards the end of the session, but I would rather have a clean track, being Monaco, obviously, because if you get held up here, like we did last episode with Raikkonen, oh my god, that would be absolute calamity here at Monaco. So here we come through the last corner. It's been a pretty decent lap, I think, so pretty tidy. Again, getting quite close to that left wall there. Little lock up on the front right, but nice last few corners there, nice and smooth. Across the line, what's it going to be? P3, and that is a very good place to be, and that is where it's going to end up. In the end, Raikkonen has a shocker in P9 there, although you can see it's actually quite close here in the top 10 shootout. Very close stuff there, but no surprise. Front row lockout for the two Mercedes cars, but P3 and Ricciardo does bits in the Williams car. So myself and Ricciardo really have outperformed our cars, actually, respectively there, because our teammates are P9 and 10. So you can, see what I meant by Monaco. It's the driver that makes more of the difference there. If you don't get the lap in, you don't get the lap in. So myself and Ricciardo have done the job, and we've both out-qualified Ferraris and Red Bulls alike. So very good stuff there. So we've done pretty much more than half the job already in qualifying, because Monaco, we know the race is going to be so difficult to overtake, but not only that, it's going to be difficult for other people to overtake us. So we have done more than half the job. So let's just go to the race and try and at least see P3 home, and maybe try and tempt fate if Mercedes can have a bit of a calamity or something like that, and we can maybe try and get one of those top two positions as well. But let's go to the grid.
A proper road race, and in the true meaning of the word. That was how Mr. Monaco, the late great Graham Hill, once described this iconic event. The cars we drive have come a long way in the intervening half-century, but still we race on those same public roads beside the Mediterranean Sea. There's no victory more coveted than that of the Monaco Grand Prix. We're on the French Riviera once more this weekend at the 2-mile-long Circuit de Monaco. The cars climb around 40 metres up through Beau Rivage, onto the casino, and then descending down towards the harbour through Sector 2. It's a very short run from pole position to the first of the 19 corners here, 7 to the left and 11 to the right. There's one single DRS zone as well, so don't expect that to make overtaking any easier today. Also here, of course, is Anthony Davidson. Can I get your take on Haas? We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far. And if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have the engineer, Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc and Verstappen, Vettel, Gasly, Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen, Butler, Perez, Lando Norris and Faber, Albon, Hülkenberg, Romain Grosjean and Antonio Giovinazzi. Kubica and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, it's race time here at the Monaco Grand Prix then, and it's looking very overcast, actually. Overcast the entire race, and that's going to give the race quite a weird kind of nighttime vibe, because in the game, obviously, you can do Monaco at nighttime in Grand Prix mode. It means the floodlights actually go on, even if it's overcast here, even though in real life that doesn't actually happen. So it's going to be a bit odd. It's definitely going to look like it's kind of a very late evening kind of vibe through some of these corners here, but it's going to be kind of cool. But anyway, strategy-wise, like I said, will be a one-stop. It will be for everyone, unlike last year where there was that given option of a two-stop on this strategy screen. Now I think pretty much everyone will be doing a one-stop, either soft to medium or soft to hards. We'll be going for the medium one because I think we can pull that off. The medium tyres won't be too bad, and obviously track position is so difficult to try and get over someone that even with some tyre wear at the end of the race we should be fine, I should think. So it's all going to be about the start, the opening laps. Maybe can we try and jump the Mercedes cars? Let's see as we go to 5 red lights. So the duel on the Formula 1 calendar, the Monaco Grand Prix is underway here in Season 2, and it's a good start for us. Could we jump Valtteri Bottas into Turn 1 for P2 in this Grand Prix? We're down the inside, we're neck and neck now. Up the hill, it's a drag race, but Bottas, that Mercedes engine of his, kicks in. He's going to pull through on the left-hand side. We're on the outside, made a bit of contact there on the right rear of his, and he's pushed us wide, basically, got the elbows out, and he's just said, no, mate, you're not going to have that at all, and so he's got that second place back. And now I think pretty much the dream is probably over of getting P2. I joke, there might be a chance, and we'll see. We'll keep pushing on, but in my experience, it's going to be very hard to get past that Mercedes car now, let alone at Monaco, compared to other circuits. This one's going to be very difficult to do, but Ricciardo's still there in P4 then, so that Williams looking very odd. Again, yeah, it's odd to see Alfa Romeo and Williams right up here, but it's great in other kind of regards. And Ricciardo, obviously a bit of a Monaco specialist, so he's doing well right now to keep that Williams car ahead of the Ferraris on lap number 3 as we try and close up to Bottas. We lost a bit of time on lap 2 and 3 and basically had to try and find the speed again, but by lap 5 you can see again, second sector green, last sector we're closing up a little bit, we're within 1 second now, so basically we lost some pace, gained it back, gained the composure back, and now we're putting on the pressure to Bottas, who is nowhere near Hamilton. Hamilton's left us for dust there in first place, so we'll still try and put on the pressure, maybe try and force an error out of Bottas. That might be the only option we have, you know, a lock up into turn 1 there that we just went past, a lock up into Mirabeau maybe. It's easily done for anyone really if you know, if he looks in the mirrors and sees me coming, so that's our best bet, because it's going to be very tough to shoot a dive bomb down the inside of Mercedes car, because we know in the corners he's going to have the advantage. I am not, so I don't think we'll be seeing any of those kind of moves until we have to make our way through traffic potentially later on in the Grand Prix. But lap number 8, and we're still here and still applying that pressure, but alas, at the moment that pressure is just pressure. We can't get anywhere near him. Even with DRS it off the last corner, it's an okay exit, and we're staying within reach of distance of Bottas. But as we go through into turn 1 up the hill, that Mercedes is just so good on the traction up the hill, and you can see my rear tyres are starting to fade a little bit there as we get some tyre wear. So as we go towards Casino Square, I think it might be time to soon think about a pit stop here. Maybe try an undercut if we're lucky, but we're probably going to hit some traffic as well. Either way, everyone's going to hit traffic or he pits for that first pit stop there. So as we move on to the next lap, you can see Bottas has got away from us quite a fair bit now. So in 1 lap, yeah, the tyres gone off. In hindsight, I probably really should have pit that lap on lap number 9, but I was so stubborn about going 1 more lap here just to stretch it out a little bit, but we've lost a whole second there to Bottas now, so we are definitely going to pit at the end of this lap on for a set of medium tyres, the yellow wall. So we come in now, Raskas, big lock up on the front right, but don't care. We're going to hand these boots back and get a new set of boots on these cars, and Ricciardo, I think, will also follow us through, it looks like, in the background. I think on the minimap that was, we'll see about that as we go down the pit lane then, and the 2 Mercedes cars, though, continue on, so the Mercs have some good tyre wear in them, and so here's hoping they hit some tyre wear and I don't hit too much traffic. But yeah, Ricciardo is in, that Williams car comes in, so Ricciardo doing still a great job as well. Lap 10, you know, he's still there in P4, so great job there for the Australian man. And so we come out then in a bit of clean air, just ahead of this side-by-side fight between the Racing Point car and Haas of Giovinazzi there, so thankfully I can actually use this space ahead of me to try and catch up to this train, but I will have to get past that train that's tail-ended by Albon, and looks like it involves a Racing Point car and a McLaren of sorts there, but we'll push on. And I've actually only just remembered and noticed that we actually put on the set of hard tyres, so my bad. I said we're going to put on mediums, and we did have mediums on the strategy screen at the very start of the race, but because of all the bad tyre wear we got right at the end of that soft tyre stint, I thought, let's play it safe here, Arav. Let's just put on the hard tyres, because I don't want that. I don't want to be losing a second a lap at the very end of this thing, because that could be a podium loss if I have a second a lap if I'm losing a second a lap for the last few laps on medium. So I play it safe, go on hard, and to be fair, I think a lot of people might also go on hard tyres, apart from maybe the Mercs, so as long as other people behind me are on hard tyres, that should be fine. But we catch up then to Alexander Albon then, and he's chasing after Lando Norris, it seemed, and the other Haas. I think that is a Grosjean there, I think. I can't quite tell. No, it's a Renault, my bad there. It's a Renault of Lucas Weber there. It looks very, very similar, the yellow and black, similar to the gold and black in this kind of lighting here. But yeah, this is what I mean, by the way, what I went earlier about it looking like nighttime. As we come out of the tunnel, you've got these floodlights that are on in Sector 3, you'll see as we go through swimming pool. And so very much, if the sky was just a little bit darker, it very much would become basically a nighttime race, because of the way the lighting system is on this game of having the floodlights on for some reason in overcast conditions. But we're now trying to line up a pass in with Albon, enough for lights, and now we're going to try and line this up to the inside of Raskas, that infamous Raskas dive bomb. Down the inside we go, lock up on the front right. Would it be a Monaco race in career mode with on my channel without one? And we're up into P13 then. That was very, very satisfying indeed. And so I've got my little fix of overtaking at Monaco, because so far, if you actually have clocked, I've not actually made a single overtake pretty much in this Grand Prix. That was the first overtake, so that was a pretty sweet one to make as a first one. And now we're going to go chasing after the McLaren and Renault then of Lando Norris and Lucas Weber. Weber at the moment doing a great job of defending against that McLaren then. McLaren has improved quite a fair bit actually, is now trying to close up to Williams of course in the R&D chart here, but Norris finding it difficult because Weber, obviously we know what kind of animal he is as a driver, dragging that Renault up and doing a great job so so far, but he's going to close and bunch both of them up into me, and so we could make another pop to the inside, maybe. Ooh, we thought about it, but a lock up there, and thankfully did not actually commit to that there, because that would have been a calamity. Instead, we'll pull through on the main straight, maybe make an unorthodox overtake into turn 1, which is kind of weird for me on the F1 game. We're going to come through and swing through for the kind of undercut line, as it were, and get great traction there, despite being on hard tyres. Clearly Norris's mediums are going off quite a fair bit as we go into Casino Square, up into P6. Bottas has just come out the pit lane there, one car ahead of me in Lucas Weber, so unfortunately we did not make any kind of major undercut, but we stayed with him at least. But as we narrowly missed the back end of Weber, we're now going to overtake the Renault and then see if we can pressurise Bottas at all again. I hate saying the word pressurise again, because that's all we could do, annoyingly, was just pressure. But at least we're the one applying pressure to someone rather than someone from behind doing that. Ricciardo, he's been good in that Williams car, but he's not been quick enough to try and match us in this race so far. But now we line up through the tunnel. Lucas Weber, my old F2 teammate, we're going to make a horrendous dive bomb down the inside, and it's going to work out there. Little lock up on the front left, but we've made it stick there. Fantastic overtake, very satisfying, of course, on my old 2F teammate, pulling his pants down there on lap number 14. And now we move through 6 laps later, and we're catching up to Sergio Perez. So quite a bit of time's passed, and now Perez and Butler are here for the taking. We go through swing pool, and it's another move to the inside of Raskas there. But in hindsight, it's not going to matter, because Butler comes in, Perez comes in. But alas, at least I made the overtake on track. That's all that matters, doesn't it? I mean, so we're up into P3 once again, and now it's just basically getting to the end of this Grand Prix from lap 21 to lap 39. Quite a few laps left in this Grand Prix, and when you're in a situation like this where I know I can't catch Bottas, and behind me there's not too much pressure, it's a case of you're racing against your own mind, basically, of not switching off. Because when you play the F1 game, it's different in real life, I guess, because you have all the G-forces, but when you're playing the video game, it's so easy to just lose concentration, just kind of go into autopilot mode and then maybe make a mistake and hit something. So it was still a bit of pressure to just keep this through and keep it going into P3, but we do the job. You know, I'm a veteran of the F1 game. We're not going to bottle a brilliant position like this, so we come through then. Yellow flags as Lando Norris retires in this Grand Prix, but we're going to come home through for another podium, a third podium in a row, and it's third place at the Monaco Grand Prix.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. Another podium. You must be getting used to it up there.
Not really getting used to it, because it's only been 3 podiums in a row, of course, and I've been wanting it for a long while here. But obviously, just got a big ups the power unit, I guess. That's been a big improvement.
Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing.
Yeah, hopefully the team are happy with 3 podiums in a row. If they're not, I'll be very, very shocked. So yeah, going to go with the left-hand side answer there. A bit of a showmanship answer. Put the smile on their faces.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip or...
And with this classic question, just no comment, no comment.
Appreciate your time.
And so there we have it. Raikkonen did get points in the end as well. P9 for him. So we are in second. I actually just realised we're second place in the championship. We're ahead of Bottas. We got ahead of him. We must have got ahead of him at the Spanish GP last time out. So kind of embarrassing for Valtteri actually to be being beaten by an Alfa Romeo Racing car here, which is still only 4th best on the grid on the R&D chart on paper technically there. So a little bit embarrassing for him. For us though, because Kimi's not quite pulling the weight in the team, we're still only 3rd place in the constructors behind Ferrari. But I don't know, maybe just one race where Kimi has one good result along with myself, and then we'll be able to try and actually fully mount a challenge and try and solidify maybe 2nd place in this fight. But we're still, it's kind of cool just to say we're in a fight with Ferrari here for 2nd place, obviously trying to bout for that #1 Italian team. A little bit embarrassing for Ferrari if we become the #1 Italian team, but of course I've done that before in F1 2018, so raring to go with that kind of challenge. But yeah, very, very decent Monaco Grand Prix. A bit of a shame we had that failure on the upgrade at the very start of the episode, so we have to repurchase that, and so spend R&D points we didn't want to spend basically on rebuying the upgrade. So that's the only thing that's been a little bit annoying this season so far. Is we've had quite a few failures so far that we've had to rebuy. So hopefully we don't get too many more. We've got the ultimate, obviously. That's going to take 2 more episodes then. We just repurchased that one engine upgrade and another. And we can't, unfortunately, afford another one. We're 576 points there. That's just under the amount I need to purchase another minor upgrade. So left a little bit frustrated on that front, but oh well, it happens. We're going to have to just wait a little bit more and wait till the next episode to buy another upgrade here. But guys, if you did enjoy that episode of the Monaco Grand Prix, then be sure to smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, subscribe for weekly Formula content. I've been Aarava. Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.